Good evening, I'm Christian Esguerra, and welcome to this episode of After the Fact, where we get to see things more clearly, where we get a better sense of the truth. Let's begin by dissecting the news. Last week, Senator Manny Pacquiao sat down with leaders of the 1Sambayan coalition to discuss efforts to unify the opposition against President Duterte's candidate in 2022. Pacquiao had already declared his candidacy for president, and it's a coalition that is yet to name its standard bearer. Many of its members are waiting for Vice President Leni Robredo to run for president. But she herself is open to giving way to another aspirant with a better chance of defeating Duterte's candidate or prevent another Marcos from returning to Malacanang. Tonight we'll go deep into these unification talks between Senator Manny Pacquiao and 1Sambayan. Does it remain likely or is it too late for that? Now, be part of our discussion. Send us your questions and comments on our YouTube live chat or tweet us using the hashtag ANC After the Fact. Joining us tonight is former Congressman Monico Puentebella, a political ally of Senator Manny Pacquiao, who also serves as the campaign advisor of the senator in his presidential run. Good evening, Mr. Puentebella, and thank you very much for joining us again on the program.
Good evening, my friend Christian, at maraming salamat. Madamo ka salamat. Thank you. May gabi tanan.
Okay, thank you po. Maraming salamat for joining us. First, talk to us about this meeting between conveners of 1Sambayan last week and Senator Manny Pacquiao. I think this was about efforts to unify the opposition. How did it go? Basically, who set up that meeting?
We appreciate and we are grateful to 1Sambayan for meeting with us last week, and it was what you may call a mutual consent on both parts, on their part and our part, to meet. And I know Sambayan has been also talking with other candidates, trying to resolve a problem for the opposition or the candidate for the forthcoming national election. So when one of them, who happens to be a good friend of mine, and I had a talk, and I think it was natural, because it was about time that they also learned to know our best boxer in the world, in history. So was brought pride to the country to meet, and it was nice. It was nice. I think some of them met him for the first time, and it was perfect attendance, in my opinion, Christian. From the top, I could see everybody was there, because they probably, some of them, never had a personal talk or meeting with the greatest boxer of all time.
But it was 1Sambayan that reached out to Senator Manny Pacquiao. Tama po ba?
Hindi. It's more like they wanted it, and Senator Pacquiao also wanted to meet them. So we had.
Sino nag-host ng dinner?
It was actually lunch.
Lunch,
and,
okay.
Yeah, it was actually lunch. And the good senator hosted the lunch, which should be, because he also wanted to meet everybody and clear the air. To listen to him on what his stand is. Because what Sambayan has been doing is talk to all candidates, I believe, and ask what they expect, or what they want to hear, or what they don't want to hear.
Okay, pero just to be clear, what did 1Sambayan want from Senator Manny Pacquiao? Did 1Sambayan ask him to run for president under 1Sambayan? Or not?
No, not exactly. It was just an encounter to know what are the plans of the senator, which direction is taking, or especially on issues that but the Sambayan would like to find out, because Sambayan has been talking, I think, to everybody, not only to the senator. And after hearing the others, I think it was also time, after the fight in Las Vegas, they have been waiting actually to also talk to the senator, because everybody knows that the senator is running or intending to really, well, he has already announced that he's running really for the President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Okay, so just to be clear, para ma-minimize yung vagueness, is Senator Manny Pacquiao willing to run for president as a Sambayan's candidate?
Yeah, of course not. Yeah, why not? Because I think Manny Pacquiao has been asking support from everybody, and if the 1Sambayan would support him, everybody would appreciate that. After talking to him, listening to him, and asking the views of the senator on very important national issues, if they do support this good senator, boy, that's first base.
So if he's willing to run for president under 1Sambayan, it also means that he's willing to present himself as the opposition candidate, the unified opposition candidate for president.
Well, if we can unify everybody, opposition and maybe some administration going to support him, I think he would be very, very appreciative of that, and he would be willing to run, but still as hopefully as candidate of PDP Laban, although the senator has accepted to strengthen the party with other national groups trying to come in and involve him and ask him also to support the group. So it is still PDP Laban, as far as I know from the good senator Kiko Pimentel, that he will be fighting for, especially now in the COMELEC that has asked PDP to resolve this problem of the two factions.
But does he consider himself as an opposition candidate?
I guess, well, if you look at it from a political point of view, the perception is, yes, he is not, ang klaruhin natin, this is walang personalan ito sa senador. This is his fight for the betterment, for the good of for God and country. So what he wants to do is anybody who comes in, opposition or anybody who wants to join him, he welcomes them with open arms. Kasi kung walang lalaban, lalaban siya. Kung walang lalaban, let's say if it is Sara, this greatest boxer in the world does not fear anybody, lalo na pag hinamon mo yan, lalaban yan.
So he thinks he can beat Sara Duterte if Sara Duterte runs for president?
Well, I'm saying that because I want to make it clear. Yesterday or the other day in Bacolod, there are new beautiful tarpaulins of Inday Sara. So who's fooling who? I mean, let's be honest. Tama na yung utu-utuan, tama na yung drama, teleserye. The truth is, ang ganda ng mga laki ng mga tarpaulin niya sa Bacolod, which surprised me. Sabi ko, is this the mayor that they say will not run? Only the other day, nilagay sa Bacolod, ang dami. Sabi ko ba, parang ano to ba? I mean, let's be honest. Shoot straight. Yan ang nahingi ko sa Malacanang. Shoot straight. Wag na tayo, drama-drama pa yan. Teleserye, people are smart naman. Filipino are not, well, may tumatawag sa atin stupido, pero Filipino are smart. They're not stupid.
So
isang tao lang naman tumawag sa atin stupido eh.
So you don't buy the pronouncement, the latest pronouncement by Mayor Sara Duterte that she would just seek re-election as mayor of Davao City at di na siya tatakbo for any national office?
Ay, salamat. Salamat kung ganun.
Hindi, sinabi niya yan. Ba't sabi niyo, tuloy pa rin yung mga tarpaulins, etc.
Well, sino ba nagsabi noon, last election, na hindi rin siya tatakbo? Biglang tumakbo, ngayon naging Pangulo.
Okay. Let's go back to the lunch.
Ay,
The luncheon meeting between Senator Manny Pacquiao and conveners of 1Sambayan. What was the tenor of the conversation? What was the atmosphere? Did you get the sense that Senator Manny Pacquiao was being interviewed by these conveners? They're trying to pick his brains about certain issues?
Interviewed in a friendly and diplomatic way. Okay. Alam mo, very gentleman kasi ang grupo eh. One of them is a Lasalite, Brother Armin. I'm a very, very good friend of the Ambassador Albert de Rosario. Noon pa, nung congressman pa ako. And Justice Morales is Well, she's a fighting lady, patriotic. Justice Carpio is patriotic in his fight, especially again on the West Philippine Seas. Father Alejo of Ateneo did a lot of questions. Howie Calleja, my lawyer and good friend, also asked many questions. It was time to really ask, because I'm sure some of them did not have an idea who Senator Pacquiao was, except for being the greatest boxer of all time.
Okay, give us some examples of the questions asked and how these were answered by Senator Manny Pacquiao. Nandun si former Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio. No? So I suppose pinag-usapan ng stand ni Senator Manny Pacquiao sa West Philippine Sea. Ano yung sagot niya ron? Ano yung stand ni Senator Manny Pacquiao?
Well, Senator Pacquiao directly answered the good justice of the Supreme Court, Associate Justice, that kung siya ang maswerte, he will fight diplomatically and legally for all the properties that has been given by the tribunal ruling in Netherlands na pinaglaban ng panahon ni Presidente Pinoy Aquino. So sabi niya, what is ours? What is ours is ours. Atin ang atin. Paglaban ko yan. That was what he said to the good justice. Because gano'n naman talaga si Senator. Pati sa, I think, humingi siya ng tulong sa kay US President Biden once upon a time, I can't remember the date, na ayon pala sa gamot pala yon, sa gamot pala. Basta, I think sa Congress, sa Senate siya nagsalita na sana yung atin ay atin. Yeah. Hindi dapat kunin ng ibang bansa. It's not a question for him. It's not a question, Christian, of whether you are weak or powerful. Yung ba sinasabi na wala tayong laban dyan? Ganun ang sabi ng isang kandidato, natatakbo. Wala, maliit tayo eh. No, kay Senator Pacquiao, it's not who is powerful, bigger, or weaker. Para sa kanya, what is right?
So
ipaglaban niya yun, ipaglaban niya.
So how does Senator Manny Pacquiao find the current policy of President Duterte toward China and the West Philippine Sea?
I think he has pronounced publicly that he has been asking the president now to negotiate with the Chinese. Not to go beyond the line. Alam naman ng lahat na pro-China ang ating Pangulo. Alam naman niya ng lahat, no? To the point na maraming nagsasabi na ginawa na tayong probinsya ng China. Pero kay Senator Pacquiao, hindi. Sabi niya, alam mo kasi hindi siya yung masakit magsalita. Yung sinasabi niya, yung diretsuhan na, ano ka ba? What he said was, kung pwede, ipaglaban lang natin, please, Mr. President, ang atin.
I remember when he first said anything about that West Philippine issue, he was subsequently insulted by President Duterte to the effect that his know-how, his knowledge of the issue was ridiculed in so many words by President Duterte. So talk to us now about the depth of knowledge and understanding of Senator Manny Pacquiao of the issue of the West Philippine Sea. Para masagot na rin yung concern ni President Duterte. Dati di ba sabi niya dapat magbasa-basa ka muna, mag-aral ka muna?
Thank you very much for reminding me. Actually, that was the first time na masama ang tinapon ng presidente kay Senator Pacquiao. No? Ininsulto niya personal. It sounded like mata pobre, from Malacanang. Na pag wala kang alam para madali kang kantsawan ng Pangulo. No? Pero ang pangalawa was yung korupsyon. Yun ang pangalawa, nagalit siya. Nagalit siya talaga kay Senator Pacquiao, just as what he has done to Senator Gordon, ininsulto si Senator Gordon, ininsulto ang buhok ni Peng, Senator Lacson. So sa kay Senator Pacquiao naman, in spite na binibira siya, if you notice, hindi siya nagbastos. He never replied to the President na bastusan. Ang sinabi niya lang na sana gawin mo lang ang pagproteksyon ng ating kadagatan. But
to answer the question, how deeply does Senator Manny Pacquiao understand the issue of the West Philippine Sea. Kasi eventually,
Marami.
he would have to deal with
You-
that kung maging presidente siya.
You will be surprised. That's why I would rather that one of these days, ikaw na magtanong sa kanya na kung ano talaga because he has his own, ma-explain niya yan his own stand. Basta alam niya lang na yung atin. At susundin yung ruling ng tribunal na pinaglalaban ng isang bayan. Now when you say, ininsulto siya ng presidente, teka muna. Ang alam ko, walang alam kasi si Senator sa pagnanakaw. Walang alam si Senator sa pagtawag sa Papa Juan Francis Stupido. Wala si Senator alam sa pag-insulto sa mga kababaihan. Wala si Senator Pacquiao alam sa pag-insulto sa mahal na Panginoon. Like sinatawag stupid God. Wala yan sa bokabularyo. Alam mo, maybe if you're referring that there are many presidents who are even part-up na chair.
Okay.
Universities abroad. Wala rin nangyari.
You were able
Christian.
Oh yeah, you were able to articulate that last time eh. Pero eto, may gusto ko itanong sa inyo. Regarding the extrajudicial killings, kasi very passionate ang isang bayan sa issue na to. Okay? And a good number of people have portrayed Senator Manny Pacquiao as a former enabler of President Duterte. Paano naging takbo ng conversation regarding his stand on extrajudicial killings, on the thousands of people killed in President Duterte's drug war during that meeting with Sambayan? Ano ang position ni Senator Manny Pacquiao that he articulated during that meeting?
I will tell you how he answered them because I heard it only an hour ago here in Cebu. Sabi niya, ang lahat na nagnanakaw, maliban lang presidente man o sino na nagnanakaw, bibilangguin niya. Ang lahat na involved sa patayan noon, kung sino man na convict, hindi lang ipakukulong niya. Ang lahat na corruption, ang lahat na nakawatan, sabi niya. That was what he said. Ang lahat nakawatan, tama ka. Nice question. Sinabi niya, bibilanggo ko. Kasi there are others who said that tatakbo, pero ano mangyari kung sila na makaupo? Sabi nila, bigyan namin ng cabinet post. Ha?
Wait, so he will ensure that those who committed abuses in the conduct of the drug war would be held accountable before the law. Paliwanag yan.
Oo, basta convicted ka, may ebidensya, bilanggo ka. Nakaw, patay, lahat yan. Sinabi niya 1 hour ago, narinig ko ulit. At sinabi niya rin yan sa isang bayan.
Kaso the other question is, bakit hindi siya nagsalita about these issues much earlier? Bakit pinaabot pa niya yung less than a year before the elections?
Tingnan mo ang record. 2016 sa Senado. Sumigaw na siya ng korupsyon sa General Santos. Bilyon-bilyon din. Right out of way. Oo, nasa Senado yan, 2016. Walang nangyari. Na take up, hinaantay niya, na sumabog, wala. Kaya hindi niya kaya, and let's be honest, it's not only Senator Pacquiao who started talking. Christian, almost, how many? Yung sa SWS, niloko yan. Ilan ba sa atin niloko? Kaibigan ko rin yan noon. Tama na, sobra na.
Wait, so you're saying na naloko si Senator Manny Pacquiao in believing in President Duterte?
Well, hindi ba? Kaya nanalo? Kaya nanalo yan. You know, akala natin ito na, Shangri-La. Ano ngayon? Ang TESDA, bilyon-bilyon, 13 days, nawala. Ang witness ngayon ng Senado, na babae na nagsasabing may swindling, nawala. Ang lahat ng mga, ano yan, ilan ba ang nangyari dyan? Yung Senate ngayon sa hearing sa Nakawan? But sino nagdidepensa sa mga kawatan? Klaro na yan swindling, change of expired equipment. Sino nagtatanggol?
Okay.
Kaya sino bang niloko? Lahat tayo, majority ng Pilipinas, 16 million niloko. Let's be honest na, Christian, diretsuhin ko na ito.
Okay.
Lahat tayo,
Diretsuhin na rin po natin yung options kay Senator Manny Pacquiao. He already declared that he's running for president. But if he continues to engage in unification talks with 1Sambayan and other opposition forces, out of the question na ba yung umatras siya? In short, wala na bang atrasan itong pagtakbo niya sa pagkapangulo?
You know, kumpadre ko ito for more than 20 years from the first fight up to the last. Mahirap yan pagka sinabi niya isang salita lang eh. Let's be honest. Everybody who knows this senator, this good senator from Jensan, isa lang yan, isang one word lang yan. Pag sinabi niyang tatakbo, tatakbo yan. So sabihin mong aatras or it will take somebody up there na mahal sa kanya, somebody up there who likes the senator. That's why galing sa mahirap, galing sa tulong sa kalye, naging presidente. Alam mo,
okay.
I have been a personal witness eh. Nagba-Bible study kami ng gabi-gabi sa Las Vegas.
Okay. So he's not also open to the idea or possibility of sliding down to vice president, tumakbo sa pagka-vice presidente under another candidate of the opposition. For example, Leni Robredo. He's not open to that.
Well, good question. And I have to be honest with you. This guy speaks one word. And he keeps his word of honor. Alam yan eh, the lady, my good friend, the vice president knows, this man has word of honor. And when he says he will run, kasi watak-watak na eh. Some people would like to run. Sabi niya, takbo sila, ditakbo na rin ako. Ganun. So when he decides to run, that's it. Wala na yan. Walang atrasan yan.
Okay.
I know him.
So ano pa yung magiging takbo ng unification talks kung decided na si Senator Manny Pacquiao with 1Sambayan?
Bigyan mo lang kami ng 1 week or maybe 5 days.
For what?
Abangan ang kasunod na kabanata. Maybe next time, the senator ang tanungin mo. Kasi what I'm trying to tell you is, you know, as long as there is a God, nothing is impossible. So may araw pa eh, October 1 pa yung signing. So relax lang. And I think Sambayan also is well aware of what's happening.
Okay, because I'm trying to understand the perspective of Senator Manny Pacquiao in engaging in unification talks with 1Sambayan. Kasi na-articulate naman ng 1Sambayan yung gusto nilang mangyari, di ba? They want a single candidate for president and vice president. But sabi nyo, decided na si Senator Manny Pacquiao, walang atrasan, hindi bababa sa pagka-vice presidente, he would run for president, right? So, ano yung gusto niya mangyari sa unification? Is he looking for a vice presidential candidate and a senatorial ticket from 1Sambayan, for instance?
I have always remembered you as a brilliant writer when I was in Congress. And I will tell you this. Give it a few days. Alam mo na yan. Alam mo na, by looking at me straight in the eye and looking at you, alam mo na some things may happen in the next 4 to 5 days. Everything is not lost. Sambayan knows and they are still hoping. And we are praying that there will be something that happens in the next 3 to 4 days before October 1, when the filing begins.
But is Senator Manny Pacquiao still looking for a vice presidential candidate or he has decided already kung sino?
Well, we're all still talking to everybody. It will be finalized this week.
Ilan yung options niyo for his vice presidential candidate?
Well, at least 2 to 3, but there is predominantly 1, but there is a 2 or 3, you know. It's they always fight with plan ABC. So there's an A, and if we succeed, it's all over in the next few days. And I hope he will be the one who will announce it. Can invite him siya na mismo ang mag-announce kung sino ang ano. And I would like to admire and I would like to thank Sambayan for doing its very best in order to choose someone who would fight for this country. That's why they spoke to everybody. So I hope, and I'm glad they gave a chance also to the good senator and met him personally and learned about his own views of what I'm telling you. So Malapit na to. Just give it a few days.
Sige.
Hindi pa ngayon. Basta few days.
Pero when you talk about the senatorial slate of Senator Manny Pacquiao, is he going to field 12 candidates for senator under his ticket?
What do you mean, Christian?
Di ba meron siyang binubuong ticket? Presidente siya,
Oo,
kandidato.
tama.
Bubuin ba niya yung 12 slates for senator?
I would believe there is now talks with a lot of groups. I guess baka buuin namin siguro. Mabubuo, lalo na. So, I cannot just tell you because I want to give him the honor.
Yeah,
Na
I
siya na
understand.
magsabi ng sinong vice president niya. Because I'm sure we'll have a press conference very soon. Sino ang kanyang mga senador.
Yeah.
And we're working on that one by one.
Okay, I understand that. That's why, if you notice, I was not asking for names, normally I would have asked for those names. Anyway, yung isang tanong naman, Senator Manny Pacquiao has declared his candidacy for president. After that, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno also declared that he's going to run for president. How do you see that competition going? Because there are a lot of similarities when it comes to their backstories, right? But of course, they went toward different directions. Isa succeeded in the world of boxing and sports in general. Okay? 8th division champion. Boxing's only 8th division world champion. Isa naman, rags to riches also, became the mayor of Manila and continued studying. Okay? How do you think this candidacy by Manila Mayor Isko Moreno affect the presidential run of Senator Manny Pacquiao, given the similar backstory, compelling as they are?
With all due respect to the good Mayor Isko, and he's been doing a good job in Manila. Iba yung kanilang tayo eh. I don't know if it's true with the media, I'm sure alam mo ito, na sinabi niya pag nanalo sila, sabi daw ata bibigyan ng cabinet post si Presidente Duterte. Yung isa naman, ang kanyang vice presidential candidate, ang nabasa ko, I may be wrong, ang nabasa ko sabi niya, if we were to be elected, we are here to protect all Filipinos. Iba naman, kay Manny Pacquiao naman, ang sabi ni Senator Pacquiao, pag sino ang nahuli na nagnanakaw, kung sino man sila, basta may ebidensya at convicted, ikukulong ko.
Okay.
Doon pa lang iba na eh. Oo.
So basically, what is the advantage of Senator Manny Pacquiao over Manila Mayor Isko Moreno as a presidential candidate?
Katapangan because yung isa sinasabi, pag nanalo kami, baka bigyan namin si President Duterte ng cabinet post. Wow! Inaatake na ng International Criminal Court, ipap-imbestiga, bigyan mo ng cabinet post. Yung vice presidential candidate sinabi, well, if we're elected, we are here to protect all Filipino citizens. Kay Manny Pacquiao, iba ang tapon eh. Ang tapon, pag sinong nahuli na kawatan, ipakukulong ko kung sino man sila.
And of course,
that's a mile of difference, Christian.
But of course, that we have to see because he still has to walk the talk if he wins.
Well, lahat of course.
Lahat naman yung kandidato.
Everybody naman.
Yeah,
everybody naman.
Yung isa kong gusto itanong sa inyo, we're trying to wrap this up now.
Yeah.
How do you respond to those who see Manila Mayor Isko Moreno's advantage as over Senator Manny Pacquiao as competence? Kumbaga, given their similar backstories, rags to riches stories, ang advantage daw ni Mayor Isko Moreno kay Manny Pacquiao, may naputanayan as an executive at meron siyang track record to show accomplishments compared to Senator Manny Pacquiao. In so many words, ang advantage daw ni Moreno over Pacquiao, it's competence. How do you respond to that?
Maganda yung question mo eh. Number one, I hope it's not true. Kung nabasa mo man sa social media, na karamihan ng pagsasama ni Mayor Isko sa kay Jose Maria Sison. I'm sure nakita mo yon ng lahat na pictures na lumabas sa social media.
Wait, ang pinag-uusapan po natin kung competence ang pinag-uusapan natin. Ha?
Patapusin mo ako, partner.
Okay.
Those pictures belong to the Communist Party of the Philippines. And he's represented before. So, he can answer that in your popular program. Pero that is very, very dangerous and that is very delicate. Kung totoo man yan, he has to answer for that.
How about my question regarding competence?
Well, competence, ano ba? Noon, nakita nyo noon, who was Manny Pacquiao before? Tingnan nyo, alam nyo naman ang past ni Manny Pacquiao. Tingnan nyo ngayon, perfect attendance sa Senate. Tingnan nyo yung kanyang mga ang gusto niyang ipalabas ngayon. Gusto niyang, hindi ba libo-libo ang libreng mga bahay binigay niya?
Are you sure about the perfect attendance?
Housing. Pera niya. Attendance. Tingnan mo ang Rappler. Ang Rappler, sino ba ang umuupo ngayon sa buong Pilipinas na ang nagsabi may voice, may audio sa Rappler na ako sa Kongreso, panay panood ako ng sine. Paglabas ng attendance sa roll call, diretso ako sa mall. Nanonood na lang ako ng sine. Yan ba ang nakaupo ngayon sa Malacanang? So there's no way na insultuhin.
Okay,
because I think if you say competence, alam mo, to be the greatest boxer of all time in the world, the most renowned Filipino needs discipline. It needs intelligence. Ay kung baliwala, hindi naman ito nag-champion ng 8th division championship in the world, ibig sabihin, may utak din ito.
But
and the only thing he does not know is how to steal, how to abuse women, how to call the Pope stupid. Yan lang ang hindi alam ni Senator Pacquiao. Okay. Pero naging presidente yung iba.
Okay. I'd like to speak with you in another episode. And hopefully, Senator Manny Pacquiao. In the meantime, we've run out of time. Thank you very much, former Congressman and former Bacolod City Mayor Monico Puentebella, the campaign advisor of Senator Manny Pacquiao. Maraming salamat po for joining us tonight.
Madamo salamat. Para magandang gabi sa lahat. Salamat.